Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to another big week on the charts. It's going to be a really big one this week, guys. Obviously a lot of news going on around the world, so it's going to be a very interesting week. There's also some high-impact schedule news. Without further ado, guys, let's get cracking. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where you are right around this world of ours. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another big week on the charts. So obviously looking forward to seeing what we can come up with moving forward this week. Was a little bit surprised that gold didn't open with a big gap to the upside. It did open with a bit of a gap to the upside, my broker's chart, but it's since retraced. But anyway, we're still quite bullish, but we will look into the analysis shortly. In the meantime, guys, let's quickly have a look to see if there is any scheduled news for our session here today. Nothing that should have really any sort of impact, but obviously with all that's going on everywhere at the minute, anything could happen. So we need to just be wary of the news and the fact that anything could break at any moment. Moving forward today, we do have nothing really for the NY session as well. So the fun begins tomorrow with retail sales. Pretty sure there's the Fed speaking at some point this week as well. Got unemployment claims on Wednesday, CPI for the pound. Yeah, so we've got FOMC obviously on Wednesday as well. So that's going to be a big one. That's Wednesday, well, Thursday 4 AM my time, but Wednesday evening in the UK and afternoon in the US. But anyway, guys, without further ado, you guys know the drill. If you could, don't forget YouTube, smash that like button. TikTok, smash that screen for me. Let's let everyone know we're back on the chart for another week, and what has been a great start to June so far. 8 and 2 for the month of June. So right on, pretty much right on the average. It's been cracking year. We'll just keep on keeping on. Without further ado, guys, let's get cracking. And we'll have a look at the chat shortly. So if anyone has questions or any charts or any pair you'd like me to analyze, feel free to pop those in and I'll do so shortly. But guys, let's get going and let's have a look at the beast that is the gold. Starting in that weekly time frame, and we have a very strong catalyst off the back of the previous weekly candle. Did close a very strong bullish candle, closing right up near its high. The back of that, be more inclined to favor the buys early, moving forward into the early parts of the week. What we can see is the current candle also. What we have done is we've got a higher low, higher high. So we've broken the high pretty much at the gap at the beginning of the session, today's trading, and we've since pulled back. Let's just mark in a low also of today's candle. Let's see what we've got below it. We'll make our way to the daily. As we can see, a nice strong closure. We actually closed at the resistance, so are we going to reject? Potential rejection zone, but with the fundamentals, in my opinion, all for the upside. I feel it could be just a matter of time that we could potentially form a support and head back up. Off the back of that, doesn't mean I can just buy it. So you guys know, we come up with a plan. We trade based on the analysis, what we see, and we wait for our, first of all, for our plan to present and wait for our rules to be ticked off prior to any entry. So what we can see here in the daily, once again, high, low, high, high. Previous candle, very strong bullish candle. Structurally, we are bullish as well. Let's make our way down to the 4-hour time frame here. And what we can see, so the 4-hour also very bullish. At this rate, the 4-hour, the way I see it, it's not technically flipping structure until back below 33.20 roughly, so we're a fair distance off that. However, we are popping back below some previous resistance here to the left hand side. We've also formed support just above the current level. We're tapping into it as we speak. We're right at it. We've also formed resistance at the current daily candles high, and above it we've got some clean traffic to the left. So off the back of that, we're likely going to be looking for buys above, maybe potential sells below the 4-hour support. Onto the M30, and what have we got here? Well, believe it or not, ladies and gents, the way I determine structure, the way I see things, we have a catalyst to actually maybe look for some sell options moving forward today, not only the buys. So what we've done, we've created the higher high, closed above this the original high, which was technically this point here. We broke it at this point here, only to reject, not close above it. Failed to create the higher high, and we've since confirmed the higher high. So the swing point has been lifted from what previously was these lows to this low here, which we have just obviously closed below. That's the swing point, last significant high low in the uptrend, and therefore we have technically flipped the 30-minute structure bearish. So normally on a Monday, I'm inclined to trade with the strength of the previous weekly candle and the bias. The bias is definitely to the upside. The strength of the previous weekly candle is obviously to the upside. However, unless I have a catalyst to maybe do otherwise, that is all I'm preferring to do. That is still for bias. However, we do have that catalyst. We've got the 30-minute structure flipping bearish. So it doesn't mean I'm just going to sell off the back of that, but it would give me an option to contemplate sell. So now the plan, the important part, guys. Plan moving forward, and let's just mark in the lowest point of any bullish candle. So I'm actually going to incorporate that low there. All right, so for me on the gold, moving forward here today, let me just neaten this chart up, get rid of that. All right, I can just adjust this zone. I'll just leave it at that for the time being. Now, what I can see is we have pulled back to a level of previous support here to the left, not quite to the 4-hour. Oh, well, we have. I take that back. We have tapped into the 4-hour support. So all this to me is a 4-hour level of support. So all I'm looking for is within the move to the downside, where have we recently formed resistance? Now we've got this point here. Not going to bother marking that in because just above it we've got another level. So for me, my options moving forward are likely going to be looking for buys if price is to begin to pop above 43.32. Previous 33, 30. Let me take another stab at that. 34.32. price was to begin to pop up this resistance formed within the move to the downside, the current candle, which is forming on the daily, which is forming currently bearish. If we were to pop above that point there, based off price action, there's a high probability that price will end up heading back up towards the resistance back at 34.44, roughly that region, to the upside. So I'd definitely be contemplating my buys above that point there. Now, further options, guys, we did pop down further into the 4-hour zone. Obviously be looking for a price action catalyst for a buy from lower down. So they're the current buy options. Now let's just quickly look at the sells, guys. So we're at support just now. All right. Need this candle to close. We can use the fib here. Look at that for a pause, guys. The interruption play is just played out basically just there. If this was to close below, let me mark that in properly, wrong way around. If this candle in the next minute is to close below 0.382, we could have a catalyst look for a sell if the following candle creates a bit of an upper wick and begins to break the low of this bullish candle. That could be one potential option just here. Moving forward, if that is to be the case, when we were to begin to break that candle's low, I feel it's a high probability that price could head back down to 34.14 towards the support lower down into that 4-hour zone. So get ready, guys. We could have a potential opportunity here for an early sell option on gold. Stop loss would have to be above the current candle's high. And you'd be looking at inside just a few pips below. So around that 34.1990 could be a potential entry point. We need an upper wick to begin. And then it looks like it could be valid, guys. So we've got the 30-minute structure on our side. Wanted to create a bit of an upper wick. I don't yet have it. And we've seen why I want it to create the upper wick. We're seeing quite regularly on the stream what has happened when price is just in this, like for instance, in this situation where it's popped straight down. Tags will tag you in if you had the order set, pops back up to create the upper wick, and then makes the move. So if I don't have the order set, guys, I need to wait for an upper wick. It's just one of my rules. All right, so we'll wait another minute. If it makes the move, we'll then be looking for likely buys further into the support. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna make the move. All right, guys. Analysis looks to be correct, but I'm not willing to take it without the upper wick. So let's set an alert here on gold, and I'll move on to GJ. Because if it does pull back to create the upper wick, we still may have a potential entry point, a potential entry below the low of this current candle. So there we go. It's pulling back just now. The low is 34.1927 on my broker, so 34.1907 would be a potential entry point. All right. So that is gold, guys. So I'll be looking for the buys from lower down, and if we do in fact just pop straight up now, I'd be looking for rejection. Really, I could just drag this zone down, to be honest, and I'd be looking for rejection really anywhere between 34.27 and 34.32 for an opportunity to potentially look for a sell option. So obviously if we were just to pop back up, I'd be awaiting a catalyst within price action for my options to look for a sell from higher up. So that is my opinion of the gold, guys. Make of that what you will. And yeah, well, it's like it's going to make the move. All right, all good, all good. Let's move on to GJ. All right, so starting with the weekly time frame, and nice strong closure towards the end of the week in regards to rejection from the downside. We did close back a weak bearish candle, so off the back of that, this suggests to me I've grabbed some liquidity from the downside from this previous resistance, and if price was to begin to pop above and break above that previous weekly candle's high, I feel at that point there's a high probability that price could continue bullish Just based on high time frame picture, your targets can be 198.50 for those who are looking for a longer term opportunity. Onto the daily time frame, gold's making the move. What we can see is the daily. Structurally, it is bullish, but what we can see is it's just coiling up at the resistance. So we are steadily creating some higher lows though. So as we approach the apex of this resistance, I feel the more we tap into it, the more likely it is to eventually break. So once again, on the high time frame picture, lower time frame picture, it's the same thing as far as what this consolidation, in my opinion, represents. It represents a build up in orders, a build up of liquidity in the market to either send this thing further bullish or potentially make a big move back down, big pullback to the downside. So what we can see is we are just consolidating below the resistance here in an uptrend on the daily. The 4-hour structure is, by the looks of it, still no, it's flip bullish. It is bullish on the 4-hour. So we've got the daily bullish, we've got the week bearish with a long lower wick. We've got the 4-hour structure bullish. It's a very tricky level though of resistance at the highs, obviously really marking the whole level, but we'll adjust it shortly. And as far as support, we'll wait for the 30. Actually, we'll bother it. Yeah, we'll wait sort of M30 and we'll just use that level there. All right, so what we can see on GJ, the M30 structure is technically bullish and it will remain bullish until price begins to pop below this support here. So the back of that, we are on a pretty strong uptrend. The bias is to the upside here in GJ. I'm just going to name this zone a little bit. It's the most recent price action. We'll worry about what's above it if and when the time comes. So that's my current range. All right, so I would prefer to look for opportunities to buy it. Not the best area that it's at the minute though. We are just again consolidating right in the middle of the range. So if we were to mark in a level just here at 195.710, above it, we've got pretty clean traffic up towards 195.90. So I'd be definitely considering options to buy it above that point there. Obviously, we are bullish. What I did mention, gold is, damn, gold's made the move. Is what it is, guys. I got to follow my rules. All right, so what I mentioned to my guys in a market update on yesterday, live market update, was I'd want price to tap into this 4-hour support around the open of the new weekly candle, and it's pretty much tapped right into it. It's bounced off it. So now if we were to begin to pop above this resistance, I'd be looking for an opportunity to buy it off the back of that. If price was to pop back down a little bit further, again, we are going to be bullish in structure. The bias is bullish, so I'd prefer to look for a buy upon the pullback and just try and line with the strength of the bias, which is to the upside. And the fact of the matter is, it's not the cleanest anyway to the downside. So we're running straight into this week to the left and straight into support here. A bit tricky, to be honest, to the downside. 15 doesn't look great at all. So I would prefer to look for my options to buy it, whether it be upon the pullback or if price begins to pop above 195.70. That's GJ. So hopefully it makes sense, guys. Once again, GJ looks absolutely rank. So I doubt I'll be looking at it too often, and will likely be focused on gold yet again here today. Yeah, damn. I know some of you are probably in a trade. Well done if you are. Again, I have some strict rules that I need to follow. All right, in the meantime, YouTube, welcome. Man, appreciate it. Franco, as always, Carl, Paulius, TikTok to the 60 odd of you on stream. Welcome, hope you're all well. Thank you to new followers. Let me just skim through the chat, see if I've missed anything. Chris, more into you. That reminds me, I'll set up a link for the Zoom call for you guys shortly. Sorry, JTLFX, fundamentals don't help your entry. No, it's all, my entry is all about the analysis. That's right, about levels on the chart, but you need to be wary of what's going on, that's for sure. So like I said, I'm not taking it because I think gold will head up. I'm not going to take a buy for that. because what's going on everywhere. Need to wait for a confirmation. I saw an opportunity to take a sell, but again, I'm a very strict trader. So I was looking for the sell option, but I need the upper wick since made a move. Gold trader, shorts 34.40. You've reached shorts from 34.40. When did you get involved in those? It's been up pretty early. Unless you're trading Asian session. Must be from Oz. Alright, Ian, what pair are you trading? Gold, pack the matrix, you're selling if it's below 34.18. No, there's no point waiting for that point. There was the entry. Just had no upper wick. I don't even have it on my MetaTrader and upper wick. Nick trades why it's gold going down with everything in the Middle East. Yeah, look, who knows? Maybe it's being downplayed. What's going on? I have no idea. I've not really kept up with it today, to be honest. I don't know what's been going on. Could be a lot of it. I think it's off the back of the potential disruption to oil and the movement of oil. Maybe it's something for OPEC. I don't know. Maybe something's been done with OPEC to produce more barrels, or who knows. I've not really caught up with it. Is anything financial juice is probably better for breaking sort of stuff. No, still seems to be the same. There's nothing in regards to good news. Don't know, guys. Yeah, that's why you can't just trade off the back of fundamentals. Because if I was, I'd be in a buy already if that was the case. So again, trading technicals is what I do. Gold trader 34.10.50. What your target? It looks like you're about to tap in. Mikey Lavelle, yeah, potentially, but again, we've got to wait for the confirmation. Just let me share a link with my team, and I'll get back to you guys in the chat. Where is it? All right, link's been sent to my guys. Gold trader waiting for 34.40. Oh, so you're looking for a buy, man? Well, I'm looking for a buy from this level, but I saw an opportunity to take a sell, but unfortunately did not create the upper wick. Again, it's a very simple rule, but I need to tick it off because the amount of times I would have taken that in the past without being ticked off, only to see it pop down, tag you in, pop straight back up, creates the upper wick, you're stuck in a fair bit of drawdown, you're not feeling comfortable about it, you end up closing it, and then it makes the move. So again, it's just off the back of, you know, experience, time on the charts. KH and GR. What are you going at, mate? Where is this going? $13 million I have in my account. That's how much. I'm just gonna call everyone 200. I'm gonna not say the first part of that word. No to market. No, the market is going to be downtrend. Juan Ignacio Vasquez, gold, yep. Told you, KH, 13 million. Mabosa, buy or sell. In the minute, well, I was looking for a sell, but it's made the move. Obviously, did not have that one little detail that I wanted to have, the upper wick. Again, rules are rules. I've got them for a reason because they work for me and they help me. and sometimes it means I'm going to miss a move. Is what it is. Look at the Explorer. Good morning to you. One, why does the gold and the DXY fall at the same time? Is the manipulation. That's why I always say don't focus on DXY. Everyone says, oh, DXY is going down, gold must go up. It's a crock of shit. Because if you were to look at it for the most part over the past 10 years, both have been going up. It's fact. Everyone's just so that's why I avoid it. If you trade gold, look at XAU USD. Don't have to look for at DXY, because they don't always inversely correlate. Sometimes they correlate, sometimes they move the exact same direction. So I think it's no need to look at it. Leyland, go to you. Oh, wow. Is that correct? When was this? Was this just moments ago? I would have thought that would absolutely pump gold. Okay. So things are going to get very tricky, because obviously if the US are to be involved, it's a strange one, because they said they have nothing to do with it, but then Trump said he knew of it. So it's like yeah, I mean, he's a character, to be honest. I reckon he knew everything, to be honest. So Nate, buy. Gold trader, I will not buy gold without bullish news. At the moment, trend is down. Yeah, we got to agree to disagree on that one. It's not a downtrend. Within the current daily, okay, yes, granted. But if you're to call this a downtrend, I think was it Hanji? Don't want to say the wrong person in case I'm incorrect, but I'm pretty sure it was you last week was saying gold's in a downtrend. Within all this, what suggests gold's in a downtrend? What would give the opinion that gold's in a downtrend? Within the current daily, yes, I understand. But it's definitely not in a downtrend. Alright, so now we're just waiting for price to either pop back down a little bit further, or pop up for either rejection of 34.27 or above 34.32 for opportunities to potentially buy it. Angie, where were you Friday? Where were you Friday, mate? Took 2 trades. So you're obviously not sticking around long enough, my friend. Unfortunate for you, my friend. 8 and 2 for June. 82% for the year. I've got to update it actually. I forgot to update it. It's on the screen. 82% for the year, and since I've been doing the lives, it's over 80%. And that's because I practice discipline and patience. If you want to take 1,000,000 trades a day, by all means, you go for it, my friend. You go for it. I guarantee you, I'll out trade you any single day of the week. I will put my house on it. I'll put everything on it. Leyland, all good, man. All good. Ethan, bearish or bullish? I'm bullish on gold, but I can see options to the downside as well. Gold trades, comfortable sitting on the fence. That's what, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I agree. Today's move is to the downside. Yep, I agree with that. But the actual trend itself is bullish. That's for sure. No, I agree. Gold trade, I said that. I agree. Within the current daily candle, it's definitely bearish, but the actual structure and trend is bullish. Gold trader, I didn't mention you, to be honest, mate. I was talking about Hanji, and I've got confidence in my trading that I could out trade anyone. That's just me. I'm not saying I'm the best trader in the world, but you need to be confident in what you do. You need to be comfortable. You need to be confident. If you're not, there's no point trading. There's no point streaming. And again, I'm a humble trader. I'm not saying I'm the best at everything in the world, or, you know, best trader in the world, but I definitely am good at what I do. And it's all because I'm very strict and I stick to my rules. Before I wasn't. I understood it, but I just used to do stupid shit and get wrecked. I wasn't, yeah, Gold, I wasn't talking about you, brother. Don't worry. I'm still about Henji. And just because I'm not training every 2 seconds, guys, I mean, make it, you guys can make up your own mind. But again, what I do works for me. It may not work for you. And quite frankly, I don't care less, because the people I, have concern about is for my team members, because they've put their hard-earned into my services in order for me to help them progress, and I give them my utmost. They're the ones that get my full attention. Jeremiah, someone even look at shorts as we have strong bullish news. Yeah, definitely would have had a decent opportunity had we had an upper wick. There was an interruption play just there, but because I was too busy telling Hunji where to go. Looks like I've missed it, but anyway. Kitchen gold going all-time high. I think at some point it will. Ethan, maybe when price pops down a little bit further at this point. Gold trade, everyone has their own style. I sit on the fence watching good trades run. I'm active, hunting bad. Fair enough. It's true, everyone has their own style of trading. Some like to be involved every minute. Some like to gamble. And that's fair enough. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, for me it is. I wouldn't recommend it, but some are purely in it as like a form of gambling. They're very willing to risk it for the biscuit. And if that's you, no problem. No problem at all. But don't expect me to be involved every single minute. Don't have to be in every move. I had a plan there, won an upper wick, didn't present. GJ consolidating absolute trash at the minute. Lau, good morning. Oh, sorry, just missed that. Marked up goal, looking for sales below 34.14. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking a little bit lower down, to be honest. EJ looks better than GJ. Yeah, EJ looks pretty good above that resistance, but otherwise it's pretty much the same as GJ. It does look better. You've got cleaner traffic. You probably should just send that chart. Would have been easier. You can send a link yourself, so. Oh, it's all good. I enjoy it. Everyone, Toronto, do you think it can go to 33.80? 33.80? Well, if it pops below 34.06, then there is a chance it could head down that way. 3400 is also a psychological round number that it's have to contend with. And once it bursts through those levels, then yes, 33.80 is a good chance. But again, there is support and it's currently at. So it doesn't mean necessarily just going to, burst straight through. But anything could happen. Through interruption plays. 3 interruption plays. Man. What a weapon that is. Ren, what I think of EU. Alright. So weekly close strong bullish. Quite surprising, to be honest, but I suppose the news came out late into the week, right at the end of the week. Daily bullish. If it breaks below the previous daily counter, that could signal potential for a deeper correction though. 4-hour structure is bullish. Probably come down to the 30 now. We'll just mark in that. We'll adjust the zone shortly on the minor time frame. 30 is also bullish. All right. So the bias is bullish. Therefore, I would prefer to look for buying opportunities. I need an zone up because it looks like there is some margin above. Let's go down to 15 just quickly. All right, so include that high. All right, so there's going to be options above this point here. 115.70 roughly. Prices begin to pop above that point there. Got some clean traffic up towards the previous weekly candles high, so off the back of that I'll be looking for opportunities to take a buy. We have good things. We have triggered in some sells just below the resistance, so if we'll create that high low just now, begin to pop above that point, I feel that'd be good options to take a buy. Otherwise I'd be looking for, at this rate, pull back buys if you're not in a sell above this 115, 200, 250 sort of level. That's how I would be personally looking at EU moving forward. Structure won't flip till back below this support, so it's a fair way off in the 30-minute. Therefore, being a Monday, I'd rather trade in line with the bias, and therefore I'd rather look for options to buy it, whether it be on the pullback or above 115.700 roughly. Man. Frickin' Hungy. Use it 3,401 for a buy. Yeah, I'm not sure what that lines up with, to be honest, but I'm looking for buys above the current level. Gold trade, speculate to accumulate, but be patient. Choosing good trades is good advice. And that's what I am. I'm very patient. I think you guys know it already. Some of you think too patient, but it is what it is. I have rules I have to follow. Are you supply and demand trader? No, not just that, mate. There's a lot more to it. Just watch. There's heaps. There's heaps. Continuation trades. There's impulse. If I really want the impulse entry, I've got rules for all of it. Got limit orders within a range, limit orders outside of a range. Still no 34.15s. Yeah, it's not quite, has it? It's gotten close, but just above it. It's low this candle. Yeah. Almost. All good red. Quinton, thank you for sharing. Gold trader TP 3410. I just want to have a 2 must run. Well, it's 34.15. All right, so the most recent resistance is this point here, so that could now be a potential entry point to the upside. Literally just on it. 10.5 or something. It was 10.5 pips. It's for my members, just having a little chat with them. Alright, what's JJ up to? Shit, forget it. Or trailing shorts run, well done. All good, Lane. All good, mate. Like, only itching by silver. I bought some yesterday. Told you I'm hanging out to the weekend, and I decided to buy some yesterday. To be honest, I'm itching to buy platinum, but I mean, look at that. This is just off to the moon at the moment. Not in the 5 minute, but I reckon I missed a fair bit of that move. But still, I mean, I believe platinum is going to end up at some point back to parity, or if not more than actual gold. Remembering it used to be more than gold for the most part until the last few years. It's more scarce than gold. It's a lot more difficult to mine as well. Bought when parity, yeah, lucky you, mate. Oh, actually, parity. Actually, maybe not lucky you. Depends when parity was. I really want to get my hands on some platinum, but I'm trying to wait for it to pull back. I feel I still feel it's a good investment because I personally believe it's going to end up again back up, maybe even higher than gold at some point. I don't anticipate gold to drop to, you know, below maybe 2.5, and even that I think, don't know if that's going to come not anytime soon anyway, but I do believe platinum will catch up to gold. So off the back of that, still really good value. I just kind of feel like I still want a bit of a pullback before I start stocking up, and I'd rather just buy an ounce at a time. Fractional is okay, but the premiums you're paying on top of it, it's just not. Yeah, I reckon it's best just to buy the ounce if you can. I mean, that's what's good about silver. It's very cheap, quite easy to afford 1 ounce. Only got fractional, yeah, premiums are huge on it. Gold trading, anyone needs past prop film and needs money should trade the first 2-3 hours of opening. Well, that's when the volume is likely to be about, but you can't just, unless you got, you know, a confirmation. Just, yeah, I understand for you it is, but you gotta remember, mate, there's people of different levels here, people of different experience. Some are new, some are think you're gonna hear that and think, all right, so what does that mean? I just buy it in the first 3 hours and then let it go? Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe for you, your setups play out, you've picked up something those 3 hours, what works for you, that's fair enough, but just be careful giving that sort of advice to anyone. Plus, you guys need to be careful in general, you know, who you listen to. Again, what I do might be a benefit for you guys, it might not. You might find some of the rules that I use might be a benefit for you guys and others aren't. It's up for you to make up your own decision, but all I'm doing is streaming myself, looking at the charts for the London session with my team, and waiting for my potential entries. That's all I'm doing. Agreed. Classic pre-London manipulation on gold. Silver steady. I think it will stay in range 34.39 for the next 2 months. Silver sideways. Yeah, I'm not trading it either way. I'm not worried about that. I'm long term. Again, I'm talking about physical, guys. I'm not talking about bloody the paper shit. I'm talking about this stuff. Always keep 1 ounce with me, like a lucky charm thing. I've got it all well stored. I don't like to touch it because you don't want to get your chemicals on it from your skin and decolorize in the future. But what I've got here is, just want to make sure I'm holding it the correct way. It's a silver kangaroo. So it's 99.99 fine silver. That's what I'm talking about. Actual metal. I'm not talking about paper contracts and that crap. But if you don't possess it, it's not yours. You can flick a switch at any point and there it goes, disappears. I'll trade platinum I saw was 9x's couple of weeks, 900s, yep. Yeah, it was. It literally pumped in the past few weeks. This is gold, so I'm waiting on gold here. Now I'm looking for potential buys probably at above 34.21.70. It's the most recent resistance formed. Look, if this 30 was to close bullish engulfing above that point, we could have an opportunity. However, you need to think about things such as stop loss, so you need to at that point wait for a bit of a lower wick to form. So yeah, Leyland King is prone to milk spotting if you don't look after him. Yeah, normally I keep him in a little coin case, all of them, whatever I've got that I keep actually here. I mean, it's still worth the same value either way, but it just doesn't look as pretty, does it? Still pure silver, almost as close as you can get. 9999. GJ making a little bit of a move. Three buying gold 34 13 70, stop loss 34 11. Where you've already bought or you are buying? Gold trader? Yeah. Physical is always better to hold physical. New trades, where do you sell stuff and buy like that? Local bullion dealers, so coin shops. Just look online or wherever you're from. So mine's a company called Bullion Now. I think they even have a little bit of palladium. That's another one that's quite interesting. They even have copper, but not a big fan of copper. Could definitely be worth the, I gotta choose my words wisely in case I get a ban. But not for me. I'd rather focus on silver. Leyland, yeah, you still get spot price. Yep. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. Might not look as pretty though, but still get the spot price. All right, GJ. All right, let's look at EJ. EJ looking a lot better because there is no resistance on the 15 as there is on GJ. Like that liquidity candle, closing up mirror high, tapping into resistance here. Current candle open gap to the downside, is a high, low, high, high. Wow, it's bullish. A little bit of a pause, just at resistance here to the left. It's popping above it. EJ looks really, really good. Franco, were you? How are you, mate? How you going?
I'm okay. Maybe getting some flu.
Not good, mate.
Summer flu.
Yeah, be careful of that. Make sure to start to, try to get on top of it early.
Yeah, so my daughter has it already, so it's a matter of time maybe.
Excuse me. Yeah.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, all good, man. Same old, same old. How about yourself? All right.
Yeah, we had we're enjoying the weather. It's getting very hot.
Nice one.
35 degrees on Saturday. But unfortunately, yesterday we have raining. It was very cold. And, yeah, so it's we have different temperature. Yeah, so
yeah,
35 to 20 degrees from one
That's,
day to the other.
It's like Melbourne.
It's,
Yeah. Oh well. Enjoy it while you can. Enjoy the warm weather.
You mentioned right now GJ. If you look on UJ.
UJ.
It's not also looking good. It seems to be some strength.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, UJ, you've got a catalyst to be in a trade pretty much.
Yeah, maybe I'm waiting on the M50 right now to have a weak bullish or bearish candle then.
Yep.
Maybe then taking some buys. Yeah, what I was mentioning, so there's strength in the dollar right now, but on the Dixie not. So it's really difficult to understand the market.
Yeah,
now.
I mean that's
Also gold. So gold is going to the downside. So maybe now it's rejecting. This would be a good area maybe to take some sells.
yeah, I'm looking for buys from this area.
Yeah.
Sells are a little bit.
Sorry, buys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Buys.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. The buys. Yeah, I was looking for the sell here, but just didn't have the upwick. So.
Yeah, and GU, it seems overall bullish on the time frame. Now it's getting to the upside. On the M30, I have some slightly problem because there's a resistance there, and maybe there's not enough margin. Yeah,
just there.
Area.
Yep.
And maybe above this area, there's more margin.
Above here.
Yeah. No, I mean from the area which you marked, from one area to the other.
Oh, okay. Just there, you mean?
Correct.
Yeah, not great. So we got about 11 pips. Yeah, it's 30.
Better than
30 is bullish. Yeah, I mean, the other thing's looking for buys from support again.
it's a little bit strange because of the geopolitical things that are going right now. So to get involved in some buys in these pairs, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know what you mean, because for the most part, for whatever reason, US dollar is the safe haven. So a lot of people, I think, are anticipating a bit of a bounce for the US dollar. But it looks like for the most part, the majors have done okay for today. Gold has been down a bit. But again, we just have to wait.
So UJ, I was looking, as I mentioned, for some buys, but right now there's a strong 50 Irish candle. So
Yeah, engulfing, and then you got a potential entry. Yep, fair enough. Apple user who start the coin, thank you. Made clean 6% on Asia downturn today. Looking out the week. Nice one. Well, it's a pretty good week, mate. 6%. Nice work. Bryce, over 8 years now. And I'm very strict disciplined trader, because that's what works for me. When I used to do impulsive shit, reckless shit, wanting to be involved in a trade every 5 minutes, that's when I just could not, you know, I just wasn't seeing any results. I would never ever see any good results. I'd be having one decent week and blow it all the first thing on a Monday the following week, because I just pretty much was getting lucky for a bit. And then I realized I actually understood the shit. I just need to actually have some pretty solid rules and stick to them and have discipline to do so. So it definitely took time. It took a lot of time to actually stick to the rules and realize if I did, I'm going to be consistently profitable month on month. And it was week on week. And I've not, honestly, it's very rare, really rare I have a losing week. And if I do, it's like nothing. It's like less than 1%. I cannot remember last time I had a losing week. I'm sure I've had at least one this year. At least one, maybe two. It wouldn't have been any more than that, I don't think. Because I have the patience to trade my plan. Contrary to what Hunji thinks. He's obviously not on the stream for the full length of it. You know, if I wait and execute flawlessly on my plan, there's an 80+% chance it's going to be a winning trade. Already bought, but it's not looking so good. But let's see what happens. Already took partials. It's looking alright, mate. Price currently GJ 195.542. Nice work, mate. Oh, there's EJ. Yeah, to me, EJ looks better. It's push above 34.18, close above. Read. Let's just see here if we have a weak bearish closure. Let me mark that properly. An early entry for London Open. This potentially could be the lowest point of the daily. So what I'm going to look for here is a closure above the point 382. If it closes above the point 382, it's a weak pause after tapping into this support. We've left 2 long wicks to the downside. We'll be leaving a 3rd long wick to the downside. As long as the London Open candle opens up and creates a low wick, begins to pop above the bearish candle high here, I will look to take a buy. That is my plan for session open. Very clear plan to follow. This is just create a low, so I have to adjust it now. As an early entry, I know you've got about only 20 pips until this resistance, but I'm happy to roll with that. Definitely be at break even at that point.
Michelle, hey, it's Andrew Rollins calling. How are you?
So it all just depends on where this candle closes now. Mark, didn't get notification, changed the new phone over the week. Oh, good man. Hope you're well. For real, London will push gold up. We'll soon see. Crypto puppy. Syrup is quietly outperforming everything. No idea what syrup is, my friend. Read MI as well. Let's just my analysis. M15 needs to close above 34.18. Let's go. Yeah, I'd like for it to close above that point, but actually close weak bearish. Ill, bull, engulfing a level, maybe a buy. Not quite engulfing. Geo and Q bullish. Most definitely is bullish. Again, off the back of the news, a lot of people anticipate big sell-off in stocks, but it's just, that's the thing. Can't trade what we think will happen, you have to trade what we see happening, and it's still very, very strong to the upside. Looks to be bullish across the board, maybe other than the weekly candle. Wow, is that resistance? That appears to be bearish in structure. All right, 30 is also bearish, and it's at resistance. So at the back of that, would prefer to look for options to sell it, because it's at resistance. I'm not going to buy it into the 4-hour resistance. So most recent support is this point here. That could be a first point of entry, but there isn't much margin below it, so you're probably best looking for sales below 21,840. Much cleaner below that point. Otherwise, look for buys upon the pullback. Kira, thank you for the rose. All right, so gold's created a lower low, so we need to adjust this level now. So if we for the third time leave a long lower wick into this zone, only to close back above the 0.382. Once again, that to me would be enough to suggest if we were to break above this candle's high, the weak pause, that we could continue bullish. Neo, g'day to you. What's your entry price? None at the minute, but potentially above this candle's high and a flowing candle, above the bearish candle's high, but we'll wait and see. Gold trade, I'd love to see us trade back to 33.85, 33.80. Pre-London entry TP at the market open high level. I'm gonna wait 6 minutes to see if I have any confirmation to potentially look for a buy. Gold trade will be surprised London likes today's action, or remains to be seen. True Blue, what's that you're watching now? Gold. So I'm looking for a closure above the 0.382 here, and if the following candle creates a low wick, then I may look for opportunity to buy above this weak bearish pause candles high, because we would have tapped into this zone multiple times with leaving long lower wicks. Perhaps we're just grabbing liquidity from the downside in order to push back up. We are, in my opinion, still in an uptrend. I know that daily within it we are in a downtrend within the current day's candle, but we are at a level which I also, that's another point I want to make. This was something I forgot to mention at the start of the stream. A fib level on the daily. This is level that I speak to a lot about with my guys. The level where if price was to pull back to, and it actually lines up with support, 50% is the level we want buyers to step back in and defend. And that potentially could be the lowest point to new daily off the back of the strength of that previous daily candle. So we want the buyers to pop back into the market at this point, defend that level. And that could be enough for us to look for opportunities to take a buy. If we were to begin to pop below that point there and actually form a resistance below it on the minor time frame, then that may suggest we're a good chance to pull back further.
So EU and GEO, it's up strong.
Yep.
So coming to EU looking a little bit better. This GEO, but I was not looking in the M50.
Yep. I'll have to wait and see if you get the option. Alright, so what's the highest point here on gold in my broker's chart? Talking about this bearish candle. 34.1957, 34.1977 could be a potential entry point.
Yeah, good, looking very good. So I mean, also, but you will not take some buys at this area. So when we broke the high of this bearish candle.
Yeah, no, I'll be looking for buys if it closes above the 0.382.
Are you looking? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. An early entry. I know we've got that resistance there, but I'll definitely be at break even by then.
Yeah, 20 pips. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, probably would have secured something. So, gold trader shakeout week longs. Bratzook, good day to you. Friday support breaks, no entry for me. This is the support from Friday. Yeah, so it's a strong level. So again, I want it to close up the 0.382. We've got 2.5 minutes remaining. That will close the M30 back bullish at the support. And I just need a lower wick in the new candle. And if it begins to break the high of the previous, that will be me. I look for an entry. Oh, Bears, good day to you. Geo, is this gold? This is definitely gold. Yep, $2 GU. Sketchmas. Good day to you. So this is how I use the fib, guys. I use it very differently. Let's see. So I've already got the potential entry point set up on my broker's chart, and that is for 3419.77. If it ticks the box, then I just need a lower wick, and then I will set the entry. Geo, yes, this is the 15. So we'll have 30-minute confirmation of support, and within it we'll have the 15-minute as your catalyst. 30 minutes not going to close bullish engulfing. That would be a catalyst in itself. So within it, we may have this little pause in a 15. And that would also be in accordance to my rules and my plan, my course that I put together is something that I'm familiar with and I know is a highly probable setup for me. So let's see, and once again, we need that low wick. Alrighty team, 30 seconds until the session open. So far, it's looking like we may have a valid entry. I like it, looking really good. I like the fact we're bouncing off this support 3 times now. Need a lot wick. So here we go, guys. London Open is right now. Alright, got a low wick, so I'm seeing a buy stop. Set an order at 3419.77 is where I've set it. Stop loss below previous candle's low as it triggers in. If it triggers in, I would adjust the stop to just below the entry candle's low. So we got the confirmation, it's closed above the 0.382. So I'm not in just yet, obviously, guys. And I like the fact that we've opened up without an upper wick. I don't want it to drop too far though, because then you're gonna have a massive stop loss again. Tell you what, very tempting to buy it. Extremely tempting. It's got no lower wick. Has no lower wick. There's upper wick, sorry. It's got a big lower wick, obviously. But no upper wick. Very, very impulsive entry if anyone's keen. The fact that it's got an upper wick. The stop loss is the issue. Stop loss really needs to place below wicks. So I'm still waiting for it to flip. Still waiting for it to flip and break above the previous candle's high. Now, not so concerned by the fact it's just broken it, as long as it doesn't melt too far. The reason why I'm not that concerned is because if it now bounces off again, grab liquidity one more time, if it was to consume bearish, it has no need to pop back above that previous candle's high. And if in fact it does so, being at a level of support, then to me there's still a very high probability that it will make the move to the upside off the back of that. Oh, GJ, wow. If anyone took a impulsive entry, you've definitely got more than 10 pips on the table, so you're looking okay. Gold trader, 15. Yeah, will not break. Kiera, see 3404, 3410 entries, 50 EMA on the hourly. Okay, fair enough. I don't use indicators, but I respect your opinion of it. Tony, I'm the only one in Bloomberg in his life. Maybe. I'm not sure. Wow. If anyone took an early entry, oof. You've got about 25 pips on the table roughly. Stop loss has to be adjusted. Yeah, nice one, man. Nice one. Because look what's happened. We've created that upper wick now. And that's why I need wicks in our direction. Because there's a high probability. If you look back on it, 90+% of these candles, 95% plus, are going to have wicks in our direction. So off the back of that, you could have already had a pretty good win. Pretty quick win. Tapping into a level of support. So it's very funny to know future price levels working in Wall Street. Would be very funny. Brent needs to close above 34.18 and 34.20 now on M15. Well, this entry could be triggering shortly, but you could be layering in if you already had an entry. Layla, this is gold, XAU USD, spot gold. Well, let's see if it's going to trigger in. You lay it in. Nice one. Oh, so that's in. Difficult to manage this one, to be honest. So the early entry, you made well in prop from that one. This one's just tagged in and literally dropped. Let's watch it. Let's have a look in the fives. So fives, wow, strong rejection. Yeah, it's not looking good, guys. So you don't know because of Tuesday. Just bought, yeah. Well, the second entry is looking shit house, to be honest. Not gonna lie, it's not looking good the way it's rejecting here on the 5.
I lost 50%.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Yeah, that 5 looks horrible. because it's rejecting resistance here. Yeah, no, I'm not liking that. I'm out. Not liking that at all, to be honest. Yeah, I closed at about minus 34 on that second entry. Oh well. Tapped in multiple times to bounce off it, so it is what it is. In my opinion, if it broke, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get involved as we begin to push away from this zone, but it's not ready just yet. Hopefully some of you may have taken that slightly earlier entry, which would have secured a fair bit, but it is what it is. Tag and drag, the worst possible type. Coachy, thank you for the sticker. Probably not out of deserve, but anyway. Free might consolidate now. Hunji, good job. Never go against the trend. Mate, I secured on an earlier one either way. So for me, I'm pretty much probably at break even for today. And if you're such a pro, my friend, why don't you run your own stream? What are you doing here? That's what I ask you. Why are you here, mate? You're just gonna sit there talking shit in the background. Never go against the trend again. Within all this, how the hell are we bearish? You've got your way of going about things. I got my way of going about things. But if you're on my stream, mate, have some respect. If you don't, I'll just ban you. All good. So easy. Geo, you wait until my session. Yeah, fair enough. This rate, that's yeah. Still the potential same entry point here. This is the resistance forming. Actually, hold on. So I'd still be looking for buys above that point. For sure, that makes sense to me as the entry point. EU looking good. 15-minute pause above resistance. That looks really good. Omar, yep, that's the best thing at the moment. Phil, all good, mate, all good. Lordy family, no, you don't trade fair value gaps, but good is gold is heading down to daily fair value gap between Friday and Thursday. Fair enough. Again, yeah, I'm not worried about that, to be honest, but that's, again, if that's your plan and you know that's something you're paying attention to, by all means.
How good it is to have a good risk management here. If you're looking, so closing already above in an area which you see the trade is not going the right direction, not going to believe, maybe it's returning. So how this is good.
Yeah, definitely helps to have it. Yeah, just tag and drag trade that one. You just have to be quick. Just get out if it's quickly turning against you. Use the 5-minute as well. That rejection was, yeah, below the resistance. Anyway, is what it is. Silver still keeping strong, even though gold is dropping. Steroids, is this gold? It is most definitely gold. Gold trader 33.85, 33.80. I wouldn't mind for it to pop back to that point for sure. I am Saf.
Sorry.
No, go on, mate.
At the end, UJ would play it out if I would be involved. So,
Oh wow, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That is absolutely picture perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, index is up, gold down. Yeah, that was looking like it's heading up. How about FTSE and yeah, DAX? I don't know, maybe the word coming out of the conflict in the Middle East is more positive, the light, than what people expected. Maybe, I don't know. Leyland could not have been a 30-minute interruption playing with gold. Nah, no, mate, no. If you're talking about to the downside, you won't even have a confirmation of it being potentially valid until this closes. This has to close. It has to close about 10 to 15 pips, or about, yeah, the rule is 10 pips, but when there is so much volume, you probably want it to close a little bit lower down. And then as soon as you get that confirmation, as long as you're not tapping into target, which you kind of are here, the limit order is set at the low of the bullish candle. That's the interruption play. Again, I think some of the guys, the team, are getting a little bit confused when it comes to the interruption and the pause. So the interruption of 15 is pretty much valid. You don't have room. See, at the low of that bullish candle. What is the low? Interruption. Oh, it's literally, I think, just tapped in. 34. 1302. Nah, got close to it. Didn't quite tap in. But look at it now. So close. That's the interruption. There's the interruption. There's the engulfing candle. And you set the limit order. Pips and clips, grab liquidity to push up. Maybe. Geo? Yeah, we looked at it before, man. Omar, sweeping London lows. Offline, JJ. That resistance at a very tricky level here on a 4 hour, so for me it's difficult area to get involved in a buy. Yeah, my view on gold for the next week. I don't forecast that far ahead. Yeah, I'm just scalping, so I'm just looking for small movements. I'm not really that bothered by the week ahead at this rate. Yeah, nice one. Geo, what I'm thinking about gold, it's still the same entry point. Still the exact same entry point for me. We're buy back above the earlier buy stop. Neo, GJ up, maybe time for shorting. Well, it's at a very strong resistance, so it's, I wouldn't really want to buy it into it. Could reject anywhere. However, I wouldn't just sell it because it could continue to rip through it. With the momentum at the moment being to the upside, you got to be, you know, careful trying to sell it as well without the right confirmation to do so. Gold trade today is low on one of my brokers, 340941, 3410, 46 in the other. Yeah, that happens. It's fair enough. Each brokers use different liquidity providers than that, so. Get a weak pause here to the downside, then you could have a potential sell option as well. So I'm gonna adjust this zone a little bit. I know we're at a pretty strong level. Just gonna mark that level. I'm gonna mark it in a level lower down. I want this count to close below it, closing week bullish. And that's your target, 3406. Yeah, you open a short now on GJ. Kira, yeah, potentially. Oh, good mate. Sorry, I didn't see your message. EJ, nice one. Yeah, nice work. Yep, patience, that's what it's about. Phil. Yeah, he was looking pretty good. Maybe even a limit order play here. The interruption play could set up here. And look at gold now. So, if you get the right confirmation, you need a strong rejection. The current daily is forming quite a strong bullish candle. You have counter probabilities being to the upside as well. So, no harm in letting it form some minor support at this point here, and await a closure below it. EU, like I just mentioned, I'd be looking for potential buy. Whether it's upon the falling candle as it breaks the high, the catalyst candle just here, as long as it doesn't push too far, or look for a limit order buy back in the high of that bearish candle. Once this candle closes though. Life of Little, I think now can buy and hold on gold. Sadiq, yeah, this is gold. Gold just being gold as always. Wouldn't surprise me if it dropped sub 3300 again. Yeah, anything could happen. Obviously, all that's going on. Again, a lot of people would anticipate strength, but within the current daily candle, it's obviously anything but. It pop up at the open and it's just rejecting, so we'll be following technicals at the minute, following the fact that it's at resistance and rejecting it. 30-minute structure flip bearish. Cool. I'd have thought with what happened over the weekend it would have pushed it up. Yeah, likewise. But again, who knows these days? Anything could happen. Could be looking good for sales shortly though. $34.10 49, $34.10 29. Laying gold down, silver breaking out. Yeah, noticing that silver's a lot of strength. DJ buys. Nah, I just don't. There's just resistance after resistance, and it's at a 4-hour level. It looks cleaner above 196 250. Look at that level it's at. I haven't checked out at all. Could have been majorly affected. Majorly affected, sorry. Yeah, well, did pop straight up off the back of breaking news last week. Since slowly made a bit of a pullback. Similar to gold. Omar still buys, need to be patient. Gold trader, these are trades. I love trailing stop profit. All right, let's see. It's going to close too strong. All right, nothing in gold here. EU buy limit. There's your interruption play. Impulse was engulfing. Buy limit. That's what I'd be looking at on EU. Buys at 115, 740. Tapped into that level.
Oh man, so tempting to get in GU buys right now. You mean there's not much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go for an early entry, if you stop loss below the entry counter.
Issue is, I don't like it really to go on the majors right now, the major pairs in buys due to the actual situation, and I don't like to go in sells and gold due to the actual situation. So it's a little bit therefore
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's putting you off a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, all we can really do is trade technicals, trade what we see, and not worry so much about all that. We just need to be wary. Anything could happen, anything could break, and hopefully it doesn't happen while we're in a trade. Yeah, not much else you can do really. But I definitely understand what you mean. You'd be thinking more probability of gold pushing bullish and the majors bearish.
Yeah, correct.
Or together. To be honest, I would have thought they'd moving probably in unison, if anything. Seeing it against gold, trade against gold, obviously. Who knows? Fundamentals is my strength. Mark? Trying to mute comments, but I'm not sure, mate. Let me look. I gotta figure out how to adjust it again. I'm not too sure, man. Why is it not allowing me to do anything? I don't remember how to add them on. Yeah, it could be, man. I'm not sure, to be honest. Should be an option for me somewhere. I can't remember how I did it last time. Right click on your name, doesn't come up. So it says you're a moderator, but it doesn't come up with how I can adjust what you're able to do with that badge. I'm not sure. Could be TikTok problems. I swear there was an option at the top and moderators and add, but I can't see it anywhere. I don't know where it's gone. Yeah, it could in fact, because I click on settings and here it is. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I have to try to figure it out sometime. Ash got a gold buy in at 34.11, but got short. Stop loss could still possibly push down. Yeah, well, you're in some decent profit, mate. Alright, GJ showing first potential signs of some rejection here. Well, Trey thinks TikTok's great. Hopefully, it never sell to USA or Musk. Yeah, when they banning it, probably sell it to Musk at some point. Miko bought gold last week. 33, 36.05 still swing. Nice one. Good catch. It is a good catch. I'm happy to play. Tommy, good day to you, mate. I'll trade 1 billion users on TikTok. VNR. Currently, gold looks to be current downtrend. Do we wait for reversal to buy? Well, for me, it's all about where price, if it does pull back, does reject 34.20, then I'd be looking for opportunities to potentially sell it. If it pops above that resistance, I'd be considering buys. Otherwise, continuation sells below 34.10, 50 look pretty good as well. As far as a potential reversal, where you're at 1 hour support, so potentially this hourly closed back bullish or very weak bearish, and within it, a nice strong closure of 30. Just to see what that will end up closing it bullish. I mean, that could be a pretty strong catalyst for a potential reversal buy. Yeah, but current daily is a lot of strength to the downside. But again, it's respecting a level that I discussed with my team yesterday that we could potentially pull back to form support at before we head back up. Okay, might buy that. Sorry, might buy more. Fair enough. All right, so oil also heading down. That's another one which obviously a lot of people would have thought would continue bullish. Heard reports of what JP Morgan are coming out with is in regards to a potential oil price moving forward, in excess of $120 a barrel, $130 a barrel. If all shit goes crazy with the blockage of, I can't remember the name of the Strait of, I can't remember it, but if Iran close that off, it's going to cut off 1/5 of the world's oil supply, and that will likely send oil skyrocketing. That's Mark, it's all good now. Nice one. Most part been pretty slow session, guys. There's not much going on during London session. Asian session yet again is where all the moves have been at today. Ash, I'm at stop loss break even now on gold. Hopefully it breaks through. If not, I'll wait for a better confirmation. Fair enough, man. Wiseman, Wise FX dollar index is weakening, as is gold at the minute. So that's why I say I don't think it's necessary to look at both at the same time. Wiseman, you're in buying EU and 15. Yeah, we spoke about EU looking good. Market will change as soon as Trump sneezes. Probably. Likely. As soon as he says, yeah, American are all about it, they're the ones that help plan it. Or they're threatening to get involved or whatever. That's when gold is likely gonna make a move. But again, not gonna just buy it off the back of that. Need to wait for some sort of confirmation. Yeah, nice one. Wow, how's that for rejection? 15's closed with no low wick. Gold trader. Yeah, there's so much more to it. There's a lot more to it. Who's in the right and wrong? Who knows? Who am I to judge? No one. But what I do believe there's a lot more to it. There is so much more that obviously you and I don't know about, and likely we'll never know until it's, you know, until something really crazy happens. Maybe heard some reports about even Australia being a target, being a sitting duck here, with obviously heavy ties to the US, and Cape Canaveral here is a US base. Apparently there's a lot of information there, which I don't know, a lot of people suggest there's things which would really change the world, but who knows what to believe anyway. Gold trader, who knows? We're just sitting dark somewhere. We're Muppets puppets led by dickheads. That's what we are here in Australia. Yeah, I can't do much about it because apparently when I report them to TikTok, they're not in breach of anything. Because when you do report them, you have to explain why you're reporting them, and one of the reasons is impersonating someone, and one of the options is me, so I report them impersonating me. Apparently they're not in any breach of any of the, you know, not violating any of the regulations, so I can't understand it whatsoever. Makes no sense. So just quickly, guys, it's definitely not me. I do not initiate contact for anyone. And also just remember, look at the tag, the username. The last one I saw, a completely different name. The actual profile name was the same, A.C.T. Forex, but the idiot forgot to change his name. And also I follow one account. That's Lawful Truths is the account I follow. It's the only account I follow. I've got like 7,000 followers. So I've got more than any of the fake accounts. And they all follow thousands, like just as many as who follow them, basically because they're trying to contact as many people as possible, hoping they'll eventually catch some daft person. So don't let that be you. Just be sure. Yeah, it's just a joke, mate. It's a joke. You can't do nothing about it. TikTok just allow it to continue. All the content's the same too. They just, I've put the privacy settings on my content so they can't, like, people can't share it or duet it or whatever it is. But I don't know, it doesn't seem to have any impact on it, and they still can post it on their own bloody profile. And yeah, it really shits me in tears, but nothing I can do about it. Just play along with them. I had one. Honestly, I had one. I'm not joking. It's a me one. I set up a fake account and I contacted him. And I said, you send me 1 ETH first, and then I promised I'll send you 20k as for the service copy trade. And he wouldn't do it. He blocked me eventually. So just have fun with them. If they annoy you, just play around with them. Yeah, and the fake accounts, so yeah, obviously they never go live. Let's see if gold's going to close below here. Yeah, exactly. You can report it, but they don't do anything about it. So Neo, I have no idea. I have no idea. I've reported about 5 accounts so far, and I know there's more. But I have absolutely no idea how they can have a very similar username and everything. There is a slight difference in all. They might have an extra space, or they might have a dot between a like F and O in the Forex or something. Or they might have a capital in between, or there's, it looks very similar, but there is, if you really look closely, you can see it's just not right. No genuine trader will make initial contact on here. Oh. Yeah, and what I do is live. When I have a shit trade and get done, it's live. When I have a good trade and it works, it's live. When I sit here and don't trade, it's live. So the others don't trade live, guys. I put myself out there. Ash, it's a problem. Same with content, happens all the time. TikTok don't know how to. Yeah, I know. It's a real pain in the ass, to be honest. Some have gotten to the point where they've even got my WAP link on there, and I just wonder, because I swear I look at one of them and they had people in there, and it wasn't my people. I'm thinking, no freaking way. So that one, it makes me feel that it may have been one of my old members, may have joined, may have copied all the content, but I've got that protected, so I'm not sure how they would have done it. But there probably are ways to still do it. And perhaps they've, again, fooled some people into it. But I don't know how, because they don't go live with them, obviously. How can they go live if it's not, you know, me behind the bloody camera? God knows. Alright, waiting 7 minutes, guys. So this channel can close below. My team, I'll be on for the education session later, the live market update. If you guys have anything you'd like me to cover, feel free to let me know. Even if you can't be on the call, because it will be recorded.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Now, are they monitoring it closely? Who are your new followers? And then they ask them to allow. Probably. I've blocked as many as I can, because then they can't copy my content, but there's always another one. I actually try and make it look as realistic as possible. in hopes to trick a few people. Yeah. They do. The next million, thank you for the sticker.
It sound right, boy.
So GJ Souls are also looking not a bad option here. Weak pause in the M15, and it's got a lower wick, so the M30 has a lower wick now as well. Well, obviously, seeing it's pulling back bullish, it's got a lower wick. But if we were to break below that candle's low, good chance of heading back down to the most recent resistance. It's at a 4-hour resistance as well. You got a nice strong 30-minute closure potentially here. Gold is just shit. It's really not offering much at all at the minute. So yeah, definitely GJ looks the best.
It sound right, boy.
Spreads are a bit wider on GJ today as well. Just noticed when I see markets. Ultra saying that any bullish news it could fly. You're saying, you mean?
It sound right, boy.
Yeah, it's still at a really good level for its bounce. Oh, JJ's trying to make the move. Gold trade, you're saying either 3480 or 3380 or 3440. So you're thinking it's in between the two potential levels? 3480 lines up some resistance here to the left. It's also 4-hour support. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good level, especially if you start closing below the support here. And I think 3480 could be 3380, sorry, could be on the cards. And 3340 back the other side of the 4-hour resistance. Yeah, you wonder if when gold will get around 32.69 USD. Left a sell position there. Yeah, left a sell position. Just be careful of that, mate. I'd understand if you said to me left a buy limit position for whatever reason. You're better off just removing and wait for price to get to that point and looking to see how you can get involved in a sell. Yeah, GJ is going to close bearish in a 15 as well. So a little pause. Gold is not much happening at the minute. So for gold, it's still a matter of right now we're trading within a bit of a minor range. Look, the better option is really if you were to drag this up to that point there. Then you got that bullish wick. I'm not so bothered by that. And look for buys above 34.21.70. Price was to pop back up to that point. It was to reject, and I'd be definitely keen on selling it back down. And closures at this point below the support point, just above the daily low here at 34.10.50 roughly. It's pretty much how I'd be playing it. So the sells are looking pretty good moving forward if we do pull back and reject or below low. Again, 30-minute structure is bearish, plus you have the daily forming quite a strong bearish candle. So within the daily, yes, we are forming bearish. So therefore, you'd have opportunities to look for options to sell it. And for me, the buys, like I said, above the resistance here. GJ close back, weak bearish. It doesn't give me anything. 30s closed strong, bearish engulfing. How's the hourly closed? The hourly's closed quite nice. So you'd be looking at a bit of an upper wick and then potential sells below. You'd have to look at basically the upper wick of the new hourly as your stop loss. That is the potential option here on GJ. Where's the low of that candle? 105.820. So you're looking about 805, around that sort of level, about a pip and a half below. Yeah, that's something you could be looking at, but yeah, otherwise if you want, wait for a 15-minute support to form and price to pop below that support. Guys, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go make dinner. I've got a date with the team a little bit later on, so if anyone is interested, GJ sells below, you'd be looking at something like this, around 805. Use the 15 as your stop loss. Why does that look so different on my broker's chart? It's the same pair. They look so different. Yeah, so stop loss would be above previous M15. Your entry is a couple pips below, around that 805 sort of region. It is very different. The price is very different to my broker's chart. I'm not sure if anyone else has got similar in GU. Sorry, GJ. GU. And that's based off a 30-minute engulfing. Looks really different. That's strange. Oh, let's check. Let's suss this out. I see markets. It looks even different on here. On my broke, I've definitely gone up a wick. There's issues with trading, you guys. I'm convinced. It looks so different. Not sure if anyone else is noticing it, but this is really throwing me off. How about gold? Is gold the same? Pretty much. GJ definitely doesn't though. That looks weird. Yeah, really weird. Alright, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go make dinner. Go to switch contracts. Trading view has been a nightmare lately. It's lagged so much off late. Not sure what the deal is. Paul, thank you, mate. Yeah, not the best day, but it is what it is. Hopefully some of you took the earlier option on gold that I mentioned, because the second entry was a pretty shitty one in the end. Let's face it, it was in and out very quickly in the wrong direction. But yeah, anyone interested, GJ sells look not bad. M30 bearish engulfing, closed the hourly with long upper wick, rejecting the resistance. long as it creates an upwick, which it's done now against the break zone low, that'd be a pretty good opportunity to get involved in some sells. You could target the support. I'd obviously look for levels in between, and I'd probably target this previous resistance here at 700, 710 sort of region. Anyway, guys, other than that, thank you for your support. I will be back tomorrow, and until then, trade safe, don't do anything stupid. Take care, my friends. I'll catch you guys tomorrow about 30 minutes prior to London Open tomorrow. Have a good one. Cheers. Bye, guys.
Thank you, man. Bye.
See you, bro. I'll catch you guys soon.
Yeah.